Good morning, guys. Back at it again with another MLB DFS slate. Uh, I said it in the tweet yesterday. We pivoted off of the original lineup that was posted. It was better of a pivot, but we missed out the on cashing by like 5 points. But like I said too, if you've been tailing us a whole month, you should be up pretty big, depending on what your unit size is. Um, that's basically it. Yesterday we ended up going with Seager. We had a couple Astros bats that didn't really do anything. Haney looked a little shaky at the start, just no Ks, but he did great and he didn't fail us really. Um, Trying to pull up the lineup. Yeah, we had 148. Seager home run. Nate Lowe 3 for 5 with a run with two doubles. Haney got to 43. We ended up going with Stone Garrett and Lane Thomas. They literally did stuff in the first inning and like that was it. But anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just the Houston has cost us the most last couple of days. And just stacking up against Oakland didn't work all that well. And I thought some of the Washington pieces yesterday were in a good spot against that terrible Detroit pitcher. And like you said, they started off fine and then nothing from there. So, looking forward to a new slate, new week. So,
And in about 8 days, we're potentially becoming Jeff Bezos. So if you don't know, FanDuel had a ticket contest. $2 reserves you a ticket for the whatever it is, the 20K to first or whatever it's going to be contest. So Funk has 40 tickets waiting. I only have 17, but how much is yours?
yeah, it's 40 tickets worth for like 200 something. So I think it's like a $5 contest.
Jesus Christ. All right. That's going to be a fun day. I'm excited. Um, all right. So we're going to start with pitchers. So top pitcher ranked by Luis Castillo, Charlie Morton, Christian Javier, Corbin Burns, Bailey Ober, and it drops off. The only thing we're going to do, considering that Castillo's projected for 42%, is play Luis Castillo versus Oakland.
It it seems hard to avoid, honestly. And it's not just because of the matchup, but really just because of all the relative pricing around him too. Like I think Bailey Ober looks pretty good as well. They're minus 150. He's got like a 5.5K prop, juice it over a little bit. But he's only $200 cheaper and he's got two less projected Ks and like significantly less percentage chance to win. Um, so it just seems like Castillo is a lock. I I kind of hate it because he hasn't looked all that good like the last month or so. If you want to go somewhere else, I'd probably say Ober or Morton, and then that's probably my top three. And then this Javier Burns matchup will be like fun to watch, but don't really have a significant edge either way.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally it. I mean, I kind of was kind of like you said, Bailey over 10-3, sure. But you can pay 200 more for Castillo with a better matchup. And then you could go up to Javier for an extra 300, but you can save 300, go with Castillo. And once I saw the ownership, I was like, Jesus Christ. Um, all right, that's pitchers. I mean, I'm sure you don't have anything else to say about that.
No, that's it. I mean, I would stay pretty condensed to those four or five guys mentioned, but Castillo definitely above the rest.
All right, now the actual sort of interesting part here. the stack. So Miami at Coors, which doesn't look pretty, but we got to deal with it. Colorado, Boston, Seattle, Atlanta, Angels. There is some interesting spots to get to here. Disregard Coors. I mean, what else are you thinking? Because there's a couple different spots you can actually go to here today.
Yeah, so the stacks I had written down before the show was I had the Red Sox, Seattle, Coors, of course, Braves, and then Detroit again. But that's just because they're playing Brady Singer. I don't know if I really want to go down the Detroit well again, but I do really like the Sox here. They look pretty good against Beria. I think that's how you say it. And then Seattle against Muller, of course. I think the Braves probably third against this Gavin Stone kid. And then, of course, it's basically it for me. I mean, I guess you could play some Angels against Hawk, but that's more of like a secondary piece.
Yeah, I mean, your first priority should be either Miami or Colorado stack. I'm only leaning more towards Miami, only because Edward Cabrera is a young, insane prospect. If you played MLB the show, you know the PTSD from playing against Edward Cabrera. I mean, dude, 102-mile-an-hour sinker, like every time. You can never hit off this man. It's insane. That's why I'm leaning more towards Miami, playing against Chase Anderson. I kind of agree with the stack tool because it's got Boston against Barrera, whatever his name is. Seattle, obviously, against Oakland. Should, knock on wood, mash the ball. Atlanta against Gavin Stone. I'm starting to like a little bit of the Angels a little more. Tanner Hogg hasn't looked that great recently. He started off hot and then became Tanner Hawk again. His last three starts, fantasy points wise, he's only gotten, I will do last four. Against Baltimore, only 12. Against Toronto, 15. Against Philly, he got 20. Against Seattle, he had 18. And the strikeouts haven't been terrible per se. It's just the earned runs. So hopefully, any piece, if you get to them, Trout, Otani, literally anyone from the Angels, Drury, those guys can mash the ball for you. That's an interesting secondary stack option, but there are better options with, Atlanta, Seattle, the more chalkier ones besides cores, but and maybe since they're at cores, you can just do a full on game stack. But
It
I
looks
think we
really ugly. I'm looking at these price tags right now, paying nearly 4K for Soler and 3,500 for De La Cruz and 3,400 for Arez. It's disgusting.
doesn't Arise still have like the best batting average? Did you see that stat like early on, like at the
Uh,
beginning of the season?
I mean, I knew he was up there last year. I didn't know he was still hitting it like that.
I think like he got like the first cycle in like Marlins history, like a week into the season or 2 weeks into the season in Marlins history. So yeah, he's definitely a lock. We'll see. Um, Lineup generator or home runs.
We can do generator first.
All right, so this is day 7, I think. Where is so Stochastic dropped this MLB lineup generator if you're busy at work or you don't have time to do your own research, use these tools that we showed. You can always just do this. So Fanduel is what we play on. What do you think?
We can stick with all stack types for now. Do you want to do all and just lock Castillo and see where it puts us?
Yeah, that's probably the smarter option.
That's got to be the mega chalk. If you, yep.
Right.
It's not all that fun, but I mean, some decent spots there.
Yeah, definitely.
Some
So
twins.
if you take away anything from this video, play this lineup in any cash game. Christ. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be playing today in the $9, I believe it is, contest. But yeah, this is something that can really help you, even like to get an idea on what you do. So if you want to do like a 4-3-1 stack and you lock a Steo, you see a couple bats you like, and then oh, I don't like Byron Buxton. You can swap Buxton to somebody else a little cheaper and maybe bump somebody up. It just get your brain working, helps you out a little more. Um, all right, home runs. We've been hot, knock on wood. Let's keep it going.
All right. Well, I'll start us off. I'm gonna go Devers from Boston, Juan Arenado from the early slate, and then Julio Rodriguez.
I'm gonna go still layer, you know, quarters. I'm gonna go your boy Jonathan India. Think he's early slate.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not on here. Then I'm gonna go Kalenic from Seattle. And I actually have his card. I got an autograph card from him for like $15 coming in.
Nice.
So he's gonna be the future in a second. So um anything else? Anything to recap? Something we missed?
No, it's a pretty cut and dry slate. I mean, offenses like 5 or 6 teams in consideration, and then just like Theo. Honestly, that's about it. Make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out Stochastic's tools in our description. We'll be back here tomorrow.